record that today. All right, Wednesdays is usually a good recording day because I know some of you will leave and not everybody can make it. So we'll get started here. I think we'll just, let's see, who do we have today? Let's get started with our warm-up. So I want you to do the squat with the hip circle. So always nice to get everything warmed up. So let's narrow squat, hip circle. Doesn't have to be a big movement. Just get moving here. And of course, it is your workout. So today it looks like it is a rainy day. So you may not be doing what you had planned. Depends on what that is. For activity, let's go one more each side. So we're going to try to get everything going today. Okay, one side, only side lunge, same side, only the same side. And just nice and easy, get those inner thighs and everything warmed up. So remember, go at your own pace. I'm starting with a fairly small range. No need to go too deep there. Okay, so keep going. I'm just going to make sure everybody's muted again. There. Okay. And let's go another 2 this way. And let's switch sides. Okay. So lots of different formats we've been doing lately. And, with the conditioning and the cardio and the core. And it all depends on how we want to order the exercises and depends on what our focus is. So let's go one more here. Let's do the hamstring scoops. I like to change it up just enough. I mean, our exercises, our movements, we can only move our bodies, we do bicep curls. You can only do them so many different ways, triceps, etc. So it's the change to the variety comes in the order of the exercises and etc. So let's go one more each side here. Nice hamstring scoop up and open. Last one here. And good. Just stand nice and tall here. I want you to do a reach up and over. So we don't want to be forcing any movement here, but just getting a nice big reach. And here. So remember, go at your own pace and your own movements, whatever feels the best today. And reach. Let's go another one each side. Here. Last one. All that mobility. Let's do a back lunge. I want you to take your arms up and we're going to rotate same side as the front leg. And here. So what I'd like to do a little bit more today than usual is a little bit of unilateral work. So single arm, maybe some single leg work. And when you do that, your core has to work a little bit more. So things are a little bit unbalanced. So I want you to be aware of that today. Up and over. And last one. Here. Good. Okay, let's do this squat with the reach up. You can start with that elbow bent if you like. And so with a format of big sets of work. So on Monday, we did strength, cardio, and then core. We're going to save the core to the end, but we're going to do the 2 strength and the cardio and repeat. And let's do another one each side. So we're going to be continuing to move throughout, and then when you're closer to the cool down, we'll do more core. Okay, and let's go into a jog or a march. So each set of work, superset, strength and cardio, or strength and conditioning. And then I want you to take some recovery time before we go into the next set, because the core actually will be a bit of recovery, but we're going to eliminate that in our set and save it to the end. So just be aware of that today. All right, and get moving here. So if you are comfortable, we do this side. So I want you to do side squats, or if you're comfortable, we're going to do just a little hop side to side. So this is just an easy warm up. So I don't want you to jump too high. If you are doing a little hop, just keep everything nice and small. And side and side. Good. Okay, so it's about getting your body nice and warmed up here. Shoulders back, nice soft landing. You don't have to do that. You can do the side squat here and here. Okay. And let's go. 3, 2, and 1. And let's go back to the jog or the march. Again, it's about getting your body warmed up. This next round, instead of the side squat, we're going to try a forward lunge with a calf raise or a jump. So getting warmed up here, march or jog. And let's go another 4, 3, 2, and 1. Watch this one. I don't want to lean forward. I'm going to do a lunge. I can do a calf raise or a jump. So forward. If you're not feeling a lunge today, no problem. Just take it. Just a small range, calf raise, or a little straight jump. And this is just the warm up today, or warm up to start. So just take it easy. One more each side. Last one. All right, keep your feet moving, arms in and open. Let's do that a few times. And hopefully your heart rate's up a little bit and you're feeling nice and warm. And I want you to go one arm up, one arm down, and just switch through. So it's still a little bit of shoulder mobility. Keep your feet moving if you need. And lastly, some arm circles like so. So you can start off small range, elbow bent, or full range, getting a bit of rotation there. And nice release to the shoulders. Let's go another one each side. And hopefully you feel a little bit warmer now. Spend a little extra time if you are tight to the front of the thighs. Maybe you want to do a little quick stretch. We don't hold it, but maybe that's what you need. Maybe you need a little extra scoops, maybe shoulders, etc. Grab some water and let's get going. All right, so single some unilateral work as well. So what I'd like you to start with, and if this is too low for you, then you're going to change it a little bit. But if you can, you're doing that squat up to shoulder press. See, it's the single. And I'd like you to go down and switch hands, take it up and here. So if that doesn't feel right with your wrist, or you want to keep it a neutral wrist, just make sure you do. If it's too low to the ground, maybe you still need to warm up. Maybe just switch with it off the ground. And I want you to get up and down. So that's our first movement here. And excellent. So up and down. So when we do this, the single arms coming up, if you're not engaging your core, you may be like leaning into it. We want to stay nice and upright. This is nice and tall. Switch and up. Okay, so let's continue that. So the weight, maybe the second round, maybe you can go a bit heavier, depends on how you feel. We want to get low in that squat and up. Just be mindful of how that feels. If you're not feeling that depth, then you switch. So low, that weight comes close to your body, safe on the shoulder. Let's go another one each side. So legs and shoulders, some core, last one. Excellent. Okay, so depending on the weight you have, you're going to do a side lunge, side raise, and you're going to do the one side only. Side. So I'm going to stay here. My foot stays lifted. I'm going to get a little extra balance, and I hold it for a second. I come back, and sideways. Okay. So again, same thing here. You can put your toe down. If you're not engaging your core, what might happen is that because you're moving, you might be leaning, but we want to stay nice upright, side and up. So because you are doing that reach under or reach to the side and up, depends on the weight you have. Maybe you're okay. This hand can be just resting on the side. All right. Now that extra little balance work, if you're not looking for that, just make sure you keep that toe down. Excellent. All the sides, side raise. To make things nice and even, we're going to do the other side before we do that conditioning. I make no guarantees that the second round is identical to the first, but what you can be sure of is that it'll be similar. Two more here, side and lift. So one more, and let's switch sides. Core tight, chest lifted, side raise, stand, side raise. Inner thigh. And if you are balancing, you're going to feel that on that maybe side glute and side and up. Shoulders back. Your core tight. Make sure you're not overstretching that. It is nice, good control. And only coming high. That arm can be by the side if it's getting a bit fatigued. And you'll notice that a little wobbly is okay. Looking good today, everybody. Do just a few more on the side. Inner thigh, side raise. Starting to feel that in the shoulder. Let's go another 3 here. Nice and tall. I'm sure you, when you come to the side, you still stay lifted. And should just go one more here. Okay, excellent. So that's going to be a little bit different the second time we do it. Go ahead, put your weights down. A little bit of side movement. Here, I'm going to get you to do 40-second conditioning, and then we'll come back to that single side. So we've just done a little bit of side glute work. So we're going to try those skaters. And if you can, you're going to travel with these ones. So let's get started. Looks like this. And let's go. So you're doing the side, you're doing stepping. If you want to travel, you know, if you have space for a couple forward and a couple back, just watch your footing. Maybe it's 3 forward or 4 or 2 even, and back. And if you like to be on the spot, there, okay? Now, it's 40 seconds only, and then we're back to that shoulder press, alternating, right? It's like a single power clean, moving, and 4, 3, 2, and 1, and that's 40 seconds. All right, keep your feet moving here. Just enough recovery time. Remember, it is your workout. If you need a little longer recovery, take it. Please, if you need some water, go ahead. When you feel ready, you're back to this, okay? So we'll recover enough. Heart rate comes down enough. Back to this, and if you're already ready to go, let's go. If you need longer time, join in when you're ready. Down to the floor or quits. Okay, just make sure that if you are coming to the floor, it's not a tip. We don't want to be like that. We want to make sure we're squatting, up and down. So let's keep moving with this one. Nice wide squat. Get low, up to press, back down, and okay. So if you're not feeling like getting that low, switch it in that squat position. This nice big movement, legs, lower body, upper body. Should keep you nice and warm. Your heart rate might have come down from the skaters, but it's still, maybe you feel a little bit breathless still. Those deep breaths. Well done so far. Let's keep going. I'm gonna go one more each side. Last one. Okay, and reset. So this time, if you are comfortable, let's go both arms with the side raise, and you will alternate your legs. So this is what I was talking about, that if the second round is not identical, you get the idea. Okay, so make sure you're not going too far. We're not tipping. We are doing that side lunge, side raise. And so lots of movement. Once we finish this, we are back to our skaters, traveling skaters, or more stationary. Keep it moving and not too high on the side raise. Let's be aware of that. If it feels too much, shorten the range. Another one each side. One here. Okay, go ahead and put your weights down. So this is what I mean. We're going to keep moving. We're going to go back to the skaters. Shake out your arms. Give yourself enough time to reset. On the spot, low impact, or traveling. Make sure you have space and be aware of your footing. Ready? Let's go. And I'm going forward a little bit. And I'm coming back a little bit. I may be on the spot. I might go low impact. 40 seconds in total. So remember, it's your workout. Keep moving. Whatever you feel is working for you. 10 more seconds. Breathe. Okay, conditioning, heart rate is elevated. We'll take a bit of recovery coming up. 3, 2, 1, and stop. 40 seconds. Well done. All right, keep your feet moving. Grab some water. So we're not doing the core just yet. Remember, we're going to save it to the end. So keep moving. Of course, your core is engaged the entire class, but all that isolated work. The end. Okay, so this one, we're going to keep things moving a little bit. We're going to do a single leg crouch, alternating with an upright row. So watch me on this. So I'm going to step. I'm going to show you this angle. So it's a crouch. So I'm in a split stance. I'm crouching upright, and then I switch my feet, crouch and up. Okay. So I stand tall, then I switch and up. So crouching and upright. So when you do that crouch, you're going to feel that in the front of the thighs. I want you to stick your butt back a little bit to work your glutes as well. So it's a dead squat. Okay, it's not a full, not exactly a squat, not exactly a deadlift. It's that crouching motion, which should work over the front of the thighs, into the glutes, no tension at all in the back. We're staying pretty upright. So we don't tip, we stay upright and we crouch and up. Okay? So a little bit of single leg work and up. Maybe you're feeling a bit stiff on one side. Just maybe change the range of motion if needed. Some ankle mobility. A couple more here. I'm going to go one more each leg. One more. So it's nice alternating there. And release. Okay, roll the shoulders. We're going to go into a side squat and a bicep curl. So not a side lunge, we already did those. So it is a side squat, come together, bicep curl. So it's a step, but it's still a squat, okay? And then together, that's when you do the bicep. Step, squat, feet together, bicep curl. Step, squat, feet together, bicep. So a little bit of movement with a basic movement, a little extra change instead of just doing the squat and the bicep. We're getting a bit of that movement. And the benefit of that is that each time, maybe it's a little bit different, right? The the foot placement might be slightly different each time, and that's okay. I just want you to be aware and be careful that you're not straining, you're not hinging from the hip too much. This is like you're sitting in a chair. And then together, bicep curl. Okay, so like I said, we're moving and we are continuing to move to keep you warm and, you know, a lot of effort all the way through. So if you do need to modify anything at all, please do. Looking good. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do this one and then one more each leg. And that will take me to the conditioning more. There. Okay, so in the warm-up, we did those side, the up and overs. So, you know, the benefit of the squat with the bicep prepares you for this movement. And I'll remember, you don't have to jump if you don't like. We go up and over. Okay, that's how we'll do this first round for 40 seconds. Ready? And start the timer. Let's go up and over. So if you are looking for a little extra intensity, we can add some height if you need a less. So up and over, just a little, you know, a little hop can be good. I want you to stay nice, soft knees. Whether you're jumping or not, absorb the impact, even if you're adding some height. Recoil, soft landing, soft landing. 5 seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, well that should get you warm. Keep your feet moving. Let's see if you're monitoring your heart rate. Should be in that working range on a scale of 1 to 10. If you're up in that 7, 8 range, cool down a little bit before we do our crouch and upright row. So whatever you need. Okay, let's try this again. Crouch, upright row. When you're ready. Heart rate comes down enough, or your breath comes back, and focus on strength. As you're doing this, maybe you're feeling like you're continuing that cool down from those up and overs. And ideally, when you do this, that front foot, the heel stays down. Ideally, you probably can't see my feet too well, but okay, so it might be a challenge to keep that heel, that, you know, that planted foot down. The back heel, the back foot, the heel is lifted. The working leg is that planted foot. Crouch and up. Okay, front of the thighs and glutes. Stick your butt back and keep your chest lifted. Looking good. Right, well done. Can we do another 2 each leg? Excellent. Almost there. Now, sometimes my one side, I find I can't get as low. Maybe you're feeling the same, so just be aware. Okay, let's relax for a second. So on this option, if you don't like the side squat, just do a regular bicep curl by itself, or squat bicep curl. If you like this option, let's come back to it. So if you maybe like your feet, you know, just stay planted, bicep curl, that's fine too. There. So it's up to you. We're right into it. And of course, if you need a little less, more recovery, so let's keep it going. When we do that squat, both knees, both feet planted, knees are never caving in. I'm going to go ahead and do one more each side of these side. One more. Okay, excellent. So here's the option on this one. We're going to do the conditioning. So if you like the traveling side to side overs, then go ahead. If you want to, then we can do this on the spot. Okay, so I'm going to let you choose. We're going to keep the heart rate elevated here. Ready. And 40 seconds. Let's go. So on the spot. Up and overs. Left. And let's keep moving. So soft landing. That's really important. Soft landing. Okay, so always keeping soft if you're jumping or not. And 10 seconds. Keep going here. So far, so good. 3, 2, and 1, and release. Okay. 2 down. Grab some water. Keep your feet moving. And remember, we're saving the core to the end. So this is your recovery. Take your time. And we did a little bit of movement so far, right? Lots of legs with upper body. I want you to focus just on your upper body on this one. You're going to do your bent over row. But I would like you to do one mid and the one wide. Okay, so I know when we do some back work, we don't always have tons of options. So when we can do mid and wide. So here's the option, right? You can do tip, one mid, one wide, and you can stand up in between, or you can stay and do these. So I'm just going to let you start now, however you need. Go ahead. So one mid, one wide. If you're needing to stand up in between, go ahead. Core tight. And the wide should feel like some good effort in the upper back. If you start to feel that around the back of the neck, a couple of things. Maybe your neck isn't neutral. If you're looking too far forward or up, that might be putting strain. So keep a neutral neck looking slightly down. If you start to feel your shoulders are rolling forward, maybe you're looking too down, like so, looking slightly in front. One mid, one wide. Solid effort, everybody, today. Keep moving. One mid, one wide. All right, this next movement, a couple of options coming up. And let's go another one mid, one wide. Okay, and release. So I'm going to use one weight here. So here is one option if you are okay with a back lunge. You're going to alternate your back lunge and you're going to do a tricep extension. So if you can, you're going to go into the lunge as you hinge, come up, and then switch. If you don't like that movement, you can do the stationary overhead extension, even sledgehammer. I know so many options, but I want you to choose something, and let's go. If you are doing the lunge with the overhead, carefully your elbows don't slide out to the sides. What happens sometimes, you get a lot going on, the elbows come out too wide, so be aware. Okay, keep going. Whatever you need. Right. All right, I'm going to do another 2 each leg. Hinging. 1 more each. And last one. Excellent. Ooh. Okay, that was enough for me. I don't know how you feel, but just shake out your arms. Let's focus on some conditioning. So this option, if you want a little bit more tricep work, mountain climbers would be a good option. If you don't like mountain climbers, we're doing a high knee run or a speed run on the spot. So if you're preferring to be upright, then we're up, right? If you are happy to do a mountain climber, let's do it. Let's get started now. So now this can be a speed run, right? It can be low, it can be a high knee run. It can be the mountain climber. So I'm going to go through a couple of options for you. Okay, so that's on the mountain climber, it requires you to be on your wrist, so that might not be a good option for you. Keep going. You like that speed. Good job, everybody. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, release. Okay, if you're on the floor, take your time coming up, please. And I'm going to get you to grab your weights again for the bent over row. And we're going to keep that one the same. So 1 mid, 1 wide. Take your time if you need a sip of water before we do the second set. Grab it. And just a quick review again. 1 mid, 1 wide. Ready? And let's go. So you can always do a couple, stand, stay in that position if you like. And let's keep going. So working the back, core engaged. We want to make sure we're not straining. Looking good. All right. That's the key, is the back. Squeeze and squeeze. Move 2 more. So mid wide and mid and wide. 1 more. Okay. The tricep again with the back lunge alternating, stationary, sledgehammer, tricep with a squat. So whatever you need, get yourself ready. Let's go. Another option, if you like the back lunge, but you know it's challenging to stay in a good position, do the overhead when you stand. Okay, that's another option for you. So many options, right? Just remember, we're working triceps with or without the legs. So we're hinging from the elbows. If you like the lunge, short stride even. Okay, keep going. Let's go another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and bring it in. Excellent. Okay. Conditioning again. This is mountain climber. This is high knee run, speed run, march. 40 seconds of effort. Oops. Ready, and let's go. All right, now your workout. Okay, you have all those options for you, and it's only 40 seconds, so choose the option that you need. Keep going. Okay, so if you prefer up on your feet, we got another 10 seconds. Now, no workouts ever is necessary. 4, 3, 2, and 1, and release. Excellent. All right, now sip of water if Keep your feet going. We're doing great. All right, one more little half around of our last bit here. Remember, I want to save time for some core at the end. So go ahead and grab your weights. We're going to focus on legs and only legs on this first exercise on this next block. So a little bit of single leg balance work, but I'd like you to try the cross behind. It's a little combination. So if you can, you're going to cross behind once, then you're going to tip, and I want you to stay on that leg. Okay, if you don't like this cross behind, just do the balance work. Okay, so I'm going to cross behind. I do a gentle tap or no tap. Then I tip. Come back. I don't want to twist my knee. I want to push the hip out to the side. So be aware of how that feels. It's effort around the hip, side of the hip. If you start to feel pain at all in your knees or anywhere else, then don't worry about that cross behind. Okay, all on the same leg. It's tight. Single leg. Number 2 on the side. Some effort, never strain. Maybe into the ankle and foot, but hopefully you're mostly around the hip. Last one. Release. Excellent. Okay, so if you need to go lighter weight, go ahead and grab it. I'm going to show you this. This is a bit of those little tiny muscles around the shoulders. So just remember, you did that one leg. Make sure when you switch, you'll do the other. So side raise with a flip. So we're looking for 90 degrees in the elbow joint. And I've dropped my weight to my lighter weight that I have here. Sometimes this can be done without anything at all. Range of motion. Next time we do this shoulder exercise, we're going to do, it's going to be slightly different, but same idea, those little tiny muscles. Rotator cuff, getting strengthened all around shoulders. Up and flip. There, and here. Excellent. And we are going to do the conditioning. Then when we do that single leg, cross behind, and the other one, it'll be the other leg, right? So I'm going to show you some options for this cardio or conditioning. Last 2. Make sure effort, no strain on these. Last one. Big shoulder roll. Okay, so a couple of options on this one. So the key is I want everybody to work and get their heart rate elevated however they can. So this can be the jump or jump jack touchdown. So we come up, we drop. If you are up for a burpee, then you can do the burpee. If you need to modify this, feet together, down, up, together. Okay, so 40 seconds of the option that feels best. Ready? And let's go. I'll start here, and if you're doing a burpee, some of you I know love to burpee, so that's your chance. And if you like this option, go for it. Okay, so your choice today. And the burpee if you like. Got a couple of you doing burpees. Okay, so listen to your body. Whatever is feeling the best. It's 10 more seconds now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Excellent. Okay, catch your breath. Last round of the strength, and this is the cross behind and the single leg tip. Okay, so continue to move. If your heart rate is up too high, maybe you take a little extra recovery let's see where I'm at here. All right, now I can still feel like I'm a bit breathless, so I'm just going to take my time. Oh, this is the other leg. Balance. If you don't like to press behind, just do the single leg tipping. And that can be foot lifted or toe down. Focus in this exercise around the side glute, down the back of your leg. That's mostly where you should feel it. On the tipping, you might feel it around the ankle or calf. If your balance is bad, then or you're unfocused, maybe you put your toe down. Just a little bit more here. And remember, we're going to do some other small shoulder exercises. Stay focused. Two more. Tip. Let's go one more here. Excellent. Tip. And okay. Grab your little or your smaller weights if needed. And instead of the side raise and flip, that's what we did. You're going to go palms in, palms out, and lift. Okay, so this is working those muscles behind the shoulders again. So rear delts, the muscles that make up your rotator cuff. If you're really strong in the front of the shoulders, then maybe not so much behind. We might have some imbalance, and it's important to work all around the shoulder joint. All right, now after this, your last round, 40 seconds of jump, jack, touchdown, or the variation of that movement, or the burpee. And of course, anything else that makes you feel like you get your heart rate elevated. One more. That's really the key. Okay, and release. So if it's a jump jack or a jog on the spot, go ahead and do those instead. Okay, it's about you getting your effort, what you're looking to get out of this workout. Okay, so 40 seconds. Choose that option that feels the best. Get started in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So if you're doing a burpee, just make sure you're feeling okay. Feels good. Jump jack touchdown. Drop squat, maybe it's low impact. It's about a big movement. So you see how on this one I'm doing low impact. I'm still getting a nice big movement here. Okay. Now burpees or those. 10 more seconds now. It's the best for you. You are there in 3, 2, 1, and release. Excellent work. Okay, bring your heart rate down just enough. We are saving a perfect amount of time for some more core. So take a breather. I want you to curl down or pull down. Calm down. Let's bring the heart rate down a little bit, and then we'll take it to the floor. We're going to cool it down a little bit and get ready. Take it to the floor. Bring a weight with you if you like. And we have some options there. I said that this iPad never falls. Hopefully it doesn't fall today. Okay. Come on down. And if you have a weight, let's use it. We're going to start with a half crunch. So the resistance, you can hold it sort of just around the forehead. So a half crunch just looks like this, up and down. So you're peeling the shoulder blades up. I don't want you to be pulling from the neck, and you're engaging those lower abdominal muscles. So let's see a little pelvic tilt as you come up. If you don't need the resistance, just fingertips at your temples. So it can look like this. You want to make sure you're pulling those abdominal muscles in. It's not just about pulling the neck up. That's really important. We're going to focus on core for a good almost 10 minutes. Almost. So come up and down. Let's go another 2. Can we carry on and try a double crunch now? So maybe with or without your weight. We're going to crunch in and then tap down. I'm going to keep my knees bent. When I come back in this position, I want to make sure I keep my abdominal muscles engaged. Okay, so it's easy to arch. We're going to keep it tight. So in, down. Okay, if that doesn't feel good, maybe it's bothering your neck, then I want you to just do the lower part, keeping that back flat. Okay, if you start to feel pain in your back, maybe it's too much, and you can start with maybe do some single leg movements. Okay, and let's keep going. 4, 3, 2, keeping that core tight. Last one. And I want you to rest for just a second. Flip it over onto your front. We're going to do a plank on our forearms. So on your forearms here, and let's go 30 seconds, and then you'll rest for a second, and then we'll do another 30 seconds shortly after. So let's go to start on your forearms, knees or toes, ready, and go. And hold. So maybe you're on your knees. If you're okay on your toes, we're looking past the hands, and breathe. We're going to feel our heart rate come down quite a bit. And still working though, but it's no more conditioning. This is about isolated movement. And we're going another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and let's rest at 30 seconds. I'm going to do another 30-second plank. And if you are on your knees or your toes, maybe you want to do a high plank, that's fine too. And on your hands, ready, and go. I'm going to keep everything nice and stable. Knees, toes. Fifteen seconds. Almost there. 5 seconds to go. Keep it tight. 3, 2, and 1. Reset. Take your time. Go into child's pose. Set. Okay, onto your back again. Instead of that crunch, we're going to keep our head down. Grab a weight if you like. This is our alternating legs with the weight. You can try both arms, one leg, or both arms, both legs extending. So I'm going to keep my weight. I'm going to bring this over. I'm not going to crunch though. I'm not going to lift up my shoulder blades. I'm going to stay here. I'm going to carry on with single leg. If you are feeling good, let's go both legs. And your back stays flat. That's really, really important. Keeping that pelvic tilt helps keep the lower abdominal muscles engaged and the back flat. Okay, if it starts to arch, that's when we just want to pull in a little bit tighter. Let's go a couple more. I'll go 2 more each leg. Take your time. Another 1 each leg. And release. Okay. Now, remember, part of the core is not just abdominal muscles. We're going to do single leg glute bridge if you can. That is, instead of the marching one, we've done that lately. I want you to try single leg, maybe 8 to 10 each leg. Sometimes we get We might get a cramp before the end of 8. So if you do, then just stop and reset. This leg can be crossed over. It can be extended. Heel nice and close. Let's go up and down. Just give it a try. I'm going to shoot for 10. 2, 3, 4, 5. Keeping your core tight. 6, 7, 8. 2 more. 9 and 10 and reset. So hopefully you feel that in the glute of that leg, with the foot that's down. Switch legs, shoot for 10, either cross it over or extend. Let's go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, and reset. Okay, I want you to take it to the side. You're going to do side plank pop-ups. So that's the pop up and down. The top leg is extended, but it doesn't need to be lifted. Okay, I'm going to keep my bottom knee down. I'm going to make sure my knees are stacked. Okay, I don't want my knee coming forward. I'm going to pull it back. And if you're okay stacking like both feet scissored there, you can. Let's go up and down. Let's go for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, and reset. Let's switch sides. 10 pop-ups. Getting close to the end. Let's go. Ready? And go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and release. Well done. Okay, I want you to do one more core, one more abdominal exercise. And if this doesn't feel good, then I'll get you to do that half crunch again. Otherwise, we'll do a full crunch. You can use a weight or not. I'm going to not use a weight. I'm going to put my hands out in front. I'm going to come up and I'm going to do a full crunch and then down. Make sure you're not just using momentum. If it doesn't feel good, then just make sure that you're only coming out halfway. Okay, it should be abdominal work. So if you need to do another movement instead, make sure you do. All right, let's go another 2, and then we'll go into our cool down stretch. And release. Okay, hug your knees in and keep a breather here. Let's do a hamstring stretch lying down here. So this leg can be bent or extended. When you lift up that leg, I want you to just feel a gentle stretch. Okay, so if you want to flex your foot, that intensifies the stretch. So if it feels like it's too much, just ease off. Just a gentle stretch. Bring this knee in, and then right away you're going to cross your body. You're going to feel that in your glute, and you're going to open it. And feel it stretch around the side of the hip. Come back to the center, and bring the other knee in. Then extend that other leg. Slight bend in the knee and flex the foot if you like. Let's deepen that stretch. Try to relax that upper body. This is where a towel, if this is difficult for you, maybe you hold a towel, something that supports you so you can rest your head. Remember, it's not forcing the stretch, just a gentle stretch. And now bring that leg in across the body. Extend the arm. You're not overstretching, just enough to feel a stretch. Back to the center. Extend both legs, both arms. And deep stretch. Back in, roll it up. Before you get up, I want you to do this. Your feet are fairly wide. You're going to bring your one leg to the side. This is stretching the side of the hip. So support yourself if you need, and you're going to just bring your legs side to side. Okay, so sometimes this can be quite stiff, so just be aware of that. Stretch that side of the hip. You get a lot of the inner thigh, but maybe not here. And go one more each side, and then come up onto your feet. Okay, with or without support. And come up. And let's go a bit of rotation here. Let's keep things nice and dynamic here. Reach your arms up nice and high. Pull your hands behind your back. Let's do that again. Come up, behind. Quadriceps stretch. If you need to hold on to something, go ahead. Let's close together. Really good work today, everybody. And here, some other dynamic work. Need a little bit of side to side. Just spend a little time. Anything that might need a little extra stretch, release. Go ahead. Shoulders, biceps, triceps. We go ahead and stop the recording now because I did record today's class, so I hope you enjoyed it. And those of you who are in person will be around just for a couple more minutes.